All right, today I want to talk about something that most realtors won't touch because it's kind of uncomfortable. But if you want to understand why Louisville neighborhoods look the way they do today, you have to understand what happened starting in 1933. It's called redlining, and it didn't just shape the city, it actually robbed generations of families of wealth that they never got back. So here's what happened. In 1933, the federal government created an agency called the Homeowners Loan Corporation. The idea was to help more Americans buy homes during the Great Depression. Sounds good, right? But here's what they actually did. They hired local real estate professionals in cities across the country, including right here in Louisville, to go out and grade every single neighborhood on a four-tier scale: A, B, C, or D. A neighborhoods were considered the best investment. D neighborhoods were considered hazardous. And almost without exception, if a neighborhood was predominantly black, it got a D. It got colored in red on the map, and that's where the name redlining comes from. And once your neighborhood was red, banks wouldn't lend there. The Federal Housing Administration wouldn't issue mortgages there. You could not get a home loan. You could not build equity. You could not pass wealth down to your kids. And it wasn't just the federal government either. Private lenders followed the maps. Real estate agents use a practice called steering, where they literally guided black buyers away from certain neighborhoods and into others. Subdivisions had racial deed restrictions written directly into the property documents, making it illegal to sell to black families. These weren't backroom handshake deals, they were actually in the paperwork. Then the GI Bill came along after World War II, one of the greatest wealth building tools in American history. Low down payments, guaranteed loans, a chance to own a home and start building something. White veterans could access it easily. Black veterans who had just served the same country were largely declined. Think about what homeownership actually means. The majority of American families build their generational wealth through the equity in their home, not stocks, not business investments. Their home, their house. And for decades, an entire segment of Louisville's population was legally, systematically blocked from that path. And you can still see it today. The neighborhoods that were redlined in the 1930s are still the neighborhoods with the lowest property values, the highest mortgage denial rates, and the least investment. And that's not a coincidence. That is a direct documented line from a decision made 90 years ago to what you see driving through the city right now. The median wealth of a white household in America today is about $250,000. The median wealth of a black household is $24,500. That gap isn't about effort or choices. A significant part of it traces back to who was and who wasn't allowed to build equity in their home across 3 or 4 generations. And I'm telling you this as a realtor because this is real estate history and this is my city's history. And if we're going to talk about why certain neighborhoods are the way they are, why certain zip codes have the values that they have, why some families have generational wealth and some don't, this is the conversation that we need to be willing to have. Louisville has an interactive map called Redlining Louisville, the history of race, class, and real estate. You can look it up in your neighborhood. You can see exactly what grade it was given in 1933 and trace it back to what has happened since. I will link it. This city is worth knowing. All of it. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm Ryan Cecil. Follow me for more Louisville real estate content that actually matters and a side of spiciness as well. Bye, y'all.